announce the meeting?
We gotta do the Pledge of Allegiance, all that stuff. We gotta do Pledge of Allegiance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Commissioner Markowitz.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Callahan?
Present.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Present.
Commissioner Lees?
Present.
Commissioner Brooks?
Present.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Present.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Present.
Chairman Morelli?
Present.
Let the record indicate the presence of Deputy Corporation Counsel Joseph Lupo. Hearing of revocation of conditional temporary variance number 3447 with respect to 419 East Fulton Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 150, Lot 50, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Okay. At this point, I'd like to call up Zoning Inspector Richard Shu. Don't worry about it. It's not the perjury I'm worried about.
Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioners.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Richard Shu, City of Long Beach.
Good evening, Mr. Shu. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Mr. Shu,
Do we swear him in, please?
Mr. Shu, could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony that you are about to give is the entire truth under the penalties of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Shu, just bear with some of my questions. They may seem a little redundant. If you don't understand my question, just ask me to rephrase it or ask me to say it again. If you answer my question, I'm going to assume that you understood the question. Okay? Mr. Shu, are you currently employed?
Yes,
By whom?
City of Long Beach,
How long have you been employed by the City of Long Beach?
25 years.
What is your title for the City of Long Beach?
Zoning Inspector,
How long have you been the zoning inspector?
25 years.
You never had any other title?
Initially, in the beginning, Code Enforcement Officer,
And how long were you a code enforcement officer before you became a zoning inspector?
approximately 2 years.
When you became a code enforcement officer, were the duties different than that of a zoning inspector?
Some a little bit, zoning enforcement's a little more strict than regular code enforcement.
When you did regular code enforcement, did you have to go for any training?
Yes,
What kind?
there are state code classes that are required before you're really going out in the field and doing work. It takes about a year to a year and a half complete, and then every year you have to do continuing education credits equaling a certain amount of hours.
When you became the zoning inspector, did you need any additional training?
I did not.
Okay. So with respect to the zoning inspector, you said that some of the requirements are a bit more strict. What are the job duties of a zoning inspector?
Some of the duties changed a little bit, primarily going to illegal housing, occupancy, use, final inspection on homes, primarily have to do with occupancy and checking everything's to code as far as the zoning code is concerned.
Mr. Shu, could you estimate approximately how many zoning investigations or inspections, rather, that you've performed over your 23 years as a zoning inspector?
I cannot give you a number, sir.
Would you say it's in the thousands?
I can tell you since Sandy, I've done at least 2,000 home inspections for certificate of occupancy purposes,
Since Sandy.
just since Sandy.
Mr. Shu, directing your attention to March 28th, 2025 at approximately 10 a.m., did you conduct an inspection on that day?
I did.
Do you recall the address?
419 East Fulton Street, Long Beach, New York.
When you arrived, can you tell me what happened?
I did a normal inspection of the house to see what was going on. The complaint was for a bunch of work going on the FEMA level of the house, and if the commissioners don't know, the FEMA level of the house is the first floor, only permitting entry, foyer, storage, and garage. It was determined based on that initial inspection that there was work going on there that was not covered under the certificate of occupancy that was issued under the previous owner. Further investigation on the complaint revealed that there was a rear yard structure that was currently, and it appeared to be habitated at that time. Violations were written to corporate counsel, everything was summoned to the court, and it brings us to this point in time.
So you said that it was habitated at that time. Are you referring to March 28th it appeared habitated?
March 28th, there was enough evidence found that there was personal effects, kitchen in plain view, stuff that we look for before we finish our investigation.
Did you speak with anyone while you were at the premises?
Not at that time.
When did you ever speak with anyone at the premises?
When we were ordered by the court to go back to do a reinspection, we were told, go back there. The people that were there moved out. So we were able to go do a reinspection of the entire property, which I did with the owner.
I'm sorry, you know what, I think that maybe something got a little bit confused.
Okay.
So when you said that you went there the first time and you looked at the violations at the FEMA level, and then you also noticed the accessory structure, do you recall the date of that initial inspection?
I believe that was March 28th, which you said before.
Well, March 28th of 2025 was just a few days ago.
No. I'm talking about the initial, I thought you had the initial date, which was a year ago for initial inspection. If you want, the initial inspection was a year ago. That's what
Okay.
got us to here. March
Okay.
28th was a different date. I apologize.
All right, so following the initial inspection,
Oh, okay.
okay, you said that you went back and
Yeah.
did a reinspection
Yep.
at the behest of the court.
Yep, so I'll give you March 28th, which was, 2 weeks ago? March 28th was the morning
Hold on,
after.
time out. Let's just go back. So you testified that you went to the initial inspection that brought it into the court.
Mm-hmm.
And then the court asked for a reinspection.
Correct,
At the time of that reinspection, that was
Correct.
the second inspection now.
correct.
Do you happen to recall that date?
Yes, I do.
What date was that?
It's in my notes at the back. I just remember the inspection itself. It's on the emails and everything that I'd sent. Would you like me to get the paper? Do you have it there? I think it was the 15th last year. I have it.
So it was
back there.
approximately the 15th of what month?
I
last
think
year?
April of last year.
April. Okay, so in March of last year, of 2024, that was the initial inspection. Then in April of 2024, you did a reinspection.
I can get the dates. I brought everything with me if you want me to get it. Hold on.
Please do.
Steve, can you bring those papers in? I'll get the exact date.
That's okay.
When we were reordered by the court to go back, an appointment was set up with the homeowner who showed us the complete house.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just take a second to review your notes.
Okay, so the exact date of the reinspection,
No, let's start from the beginning. What was the exact date of the very first inspection?
before it was summoned to court?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that date in front of me.
Okay. So after it was summoned to court, the date of the reinspection, what was that exact date?
August 15th of '24.
August 15th of
Yes.
2024. And at that time, was there any indication that anyone was residing in the premises or the accessory structure?
No, it was completely vacant. The kitchen and bathroom remained. Everything was out.
Okay, thank you. So after the August 2024 inspection, were there any other inspections following that date?
No, but on that date of August, I also inspected the house itself based on everything that was in court of the
Okay.
work that went inside.
So then on March 28th, 2025, approximately a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, was there another inspection?
Yes, there was.
When you arrived on that day, can you tell me what happened?
Sure. Pulled up to the residence. This is based on the zoning board case previous from a couple hours prior, to see what was going on based on the conditions that you guys set. The board set, I'm sorry, to see what was going on. Got on the premise, saw a male approximately 60s walking in the backyard, decided to talk to him, someone I've never seen before. Spoke to him briefly, got the information I needed. He did say he resides there. He wanted to make it clear that I'm here. You can see he let me inside his accessory structure, which had all personal effects. The kitchen was obviously being used. The bathroom's obviously being used. He made it a point to say, well, it's really not a kitchen. I don't have a stove. And I told him, well, you have a hot plate, and that's fine. He was very nice, gave me all the information I needed at the time, and I came back and reported my findings to Corp Counsel.
Did he happen to mention how long he had been living in the home?
He said he's been there a while. He didn't say exactly how long. He said he's been there a while.
Does he reside in the, and when I say the home, you know we're referring to specifically the accessory structure?
Specifically the accessory structure, correct.
Okay, and does he live by himself there, or?
No, he stated he lives there with his girlfriend.
Okay, and did he state that he's a tenant? Did he state that he has another arrangement?
No, he stated that he is a tenant there, and he has stated that last time I was told to go there for an inspection, he was told to leave, and then they came back.
So when you did the reinspection in August of 2024, that was mandated by the court, that was scheduled, he was told to leave that day?
That's what he informed me.
Okay.
I don't know for how long, but I know when I did my inspection, it was clear, but the kitchen and bathroom remained. Furthermore, On that day, 2 hours later, I wrote an email to the homeowner stating what he needed to do to comply, of getting rid of the kitchen and the bathroom, and gave all of his options what he needed to do.
Okay. Did you ever happen to ask the gentleman who you spoke with if he was a relative of the current homeowners?
I did.
And what was his answer?
No.
Okay. I have no further questions. Does anyone from the board have any questions that they would like to ask?
Yes,
Go ahead.
thank you. So I'm going to just ask you a series of questions, okay? And all my questions are going to revolve around the March 28th, 2025 inspection.
Okay.
You saw a man in his 60s, correct?
What I believe to be in his 60s.
Okay. And when he said he resides here, when he said that, he was in the backyard?
Correct.
All right. And he said, you asked him if how long, and he said a while?
Said a while.
Okay. Did he go into anything more in terms of a while?
No, he did not. I was trying to get as much as I could out of him. Sometimes when we talk to people in my line of work, they're very hesitant to give you information.
Understood. And he said he resides there with his girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. And did he tell you what his girlfriend's name is?
No, and I did not ask.
Now, he invited you inside the structure?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when you went inside the structure, what exactly did you see?
What appeared to be a studio apartment on the left-hand side where you would normally say there would be a garage at one point. In front of me, there was a kitchen, sink, cabinets, base cabinets, hot plate that's obviously being used, cups, personal effects. Then right to the right of that, it's a bathroom.
And how is that different than what you saw back in August 15th of 2024?
The only difference is there were no personal effects there in August of '24. This time, all the personal effects are there. Bed, clothing, everything for habitable purposes.
When you spoke to this gentleman, did he tell you how long, which one? When you spoke to this gentleman, did he tell you if he intended to stay after your inspection? In other words, that he was living there and he intended to stay?
Yes. And he also made it very clear that he likes the homeowner so much and please do not fine them. And he was planning on staying.
So was your impression that he was planning on staying?
Yes, sir. Can I add something to that?
Sure.
Sure. I was listening to some of the testimony and reading some of it, and the homeowner stated that there were boats back there and stuff of that nature. I don't know if you guys remember that testimony.
Testimony.
Good.
I'm sorry, just for the sake of the record, testimony from
The homeowner that was stating that there were boats back there during inspection and all these things.
when they applied for the current variance.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
Thank
might have been, not at my time inspection. However, all those things were there. When I got there on March, what was it, 28th? Boats were there, and the person that lives there has I can't accuse him of running a business, but he's doing things there that he makes in the backyard and sells. That stuff was not there when I was there the first time, or the reinspection.
And after the March 28, 2025 inspection, you had an opportunity to contact the homeowner, correct?
I did not reach out to the homeowner. I went to Corp Counsel to report my findings. It is not my place to contact the homeowner with an ongoing court case.
I have no further questions.
Can I just add?
Yeah, go ahead.
With respect to the gentleman's girlfriend, you said you did not ask him her name.
Correct.
Did you learn her name by any other sources?
Yes.
What is her name?
I know his last name of Donnelly. I don't know first name.
Okay. How do you know, what was the other source that told you the name? And I would not say, now just for the sake of clarity of the record, I know this is hearsay, but I'm not offering it for the fact of the matter asserted. I just want to know what it was that he was told. Please.
I'd prefer not to say because those are my sources, and I prefer not to say.
Okay. Questions withdrawn.
Okay.
Okay, 2 questions, Mr. Shu.
Hello, Chairman.
How are you?
How are you?
At any point when you were having discussions with this gentleman, did you ever ask him if he was paying any rent, or did he divulge anything about a financial
I did not.
situation?
I did
Other than
not.
the fact that he made it clear to you, or did he make it clear to you that there was a tenant-landlord relationship.
It was clear to me there was a tenant-landlord relationship.
Okay, not, and as you testified, no familial relationship. The other thing is, did you observe any kind of alterations to the outside of the garage, or did they keep it looking just like a garage?
So there has been some confusion with this. It's not a garage. This is a FEMA compliant house. The garage is a separate issue. They have an attached garage.
Okay.
This structure in the back is not a garage. It might have been at one time. It's now basically a glorified shed. It's not a garage. It was never off-street parking in any recent memory. So that's why we're at with the accessory structure stuff.
In your opinion, would you testify that there was an effort made to disguise this structure as what it ultimately became, a residence?
No, I don't believe so. I think it's been like that for a very long time.
Okay. I have no further questions. No. I can ask from the audience. Because there are people here. I don't-
Yeah, but they don't have the right to question.
We don't.
No, not
No,
him.
but I
Is
mean,
the homeowner here?
Well, after Mr. Shu's done that, I'm going to call the homeowner.
okay.
Is the homeowner here?
Yeah.
The homeowner would have a right to question.
Mr. Olivia, how are you, sir? Do you have any questions for Mr. Shu?
I just want to ask him, he's told,
I'm sorry.
You have to come up, Mr. Levy, you're going to have to come up and give your name and address for the record.
Just come up to the.
Yeah, come up to the microphone, please give us your name and address
I just
for
want to
the
ask
record,
him,
and your full
I just
name.
want to ask him if this person.
Give your name and address,
Please,
please.
your name, your full
My
name and address, Mr. Levy.
Manuel Oliva, 419, I live in 419 East Fulton, Long Beach,
thank
New
you.
York.
Thank you.
I just want to ask him if the person that he saw told him that if they were asked to leave, like if they were going to stay there for more time.
The discussion never ensued, and I never asked them if they were going to leave or anything like that.
Okay. I have no further questions from Mr. Shu. Mr. Shu, you could sit down now.
Thank you, Mr. Shu.
Mr. Olivia, would you like to make any representations to the zoning board?
I'd like him sworn in, please.
Mr. Olivia, could you please raise your right hand, please? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and the entire truth
Yes, I
under
do.
the penalties of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Shu went to do an inspection after we got the meeting here with you guys, and he found these people, but since everything started, we asked them to leave because we didn't want to have any problems. The reason why we never said they were living there is because we were trying to add in good faith with them, like finding a place. I know sometimes it's hard to find a place with people like they've been living there for many years, not now. When we bought the house, they were already there, so we were acting in good faith with them, like to find a place. And then they were always like, oh, it's hard to find a place, we can not get a place. And then the day that Mr. Shu was there, I spoke to them, like I spoke to them on the phone, and I told them, listen, nobody else can live here besides our family, only family members. Nobody else can live here. So then they called me back after they spoke to Inspector Shu, and they said, we found a place, just give us 2 weeks.
Mr. Olivia, my problem is the fact that the last time you were here testifying, you gave a sob story and said how you purchased this home with, I don't recall if it was your parents or your in-laws, and that the home had too few bedrooms, and that you and your wife were then forced to sleep on the couch so the parents could sleep in your master bedroom, and that you just want a little bit more living space.
For my parents.
You also testified that there was no one living there at the time, and then it turns out that it was all a blatant, seemingly it was a blatant lie because there was somebody else living there. So
And-
it's kind of difficult to believe that, you're being genuine now, at least for me.
I'm apologizing for that statement that we did. Like I said, I was just trying to act in in good faith with these people to find a place and leave. They've been there for a long time, so they didn't have a place to leave. I know sometimes it's hard to find a place to just go, but at this time, like right now, if Inspector Shu goes, I know he's not gonna go today, but he goes back on Monday, they're gone. They're not gonna be there. They moving their stuff already. So they told me 2 weeks they'll be out. And that's
Mr. Lupo, may I?
Yes?
Did you stand here before this board and let me ask the question,
sorry.
and tell this board that that structure was empty?
It wasn't personally me. It was my wife that stand here, and like I said, I
Okay.
apologize.
Did your wife stand here and tell this board that this structure was empty? Yes or no?
Yes, she did.
She did? Okay. And now you're telling me that at that time, that she stood up here and she said that the structure's empty, that she was not telling the truth because somebody was living in that structure. Is that your testimony today?
Like I said, I apologize for her statement, for her testimony. And like I said, we didn't want to say that they were living there because we asked them to leave. It's not that we were collecting rent. We just asked them to leave. And they were looking for a place until now that they finally found a place.
As of today, that you stand here today, do you still have a tenant in that unit?
Until right now, yes, I do.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Hold on one second. I say no.
All right.
Ask the audience.
Well, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Levy. You can sit down. At this time, as if you, I will read it again. This hearing is for the hearing of revocation of the conditional temporary variance. So at this time, since there are some people in the audience, I will ask if anyone would like to speak who is in favor of the revocation. Not in favor of a variance, it's a little different, in favor of a revocation of the variance that was granted a couple of weeks ago. Is anybody here wants to speak in favor? Does anybody want to speak against the revocation? Okay, that's it. That being said, does anyone want to make a motion on this
Yes,
case?
yes, Mr. Chairman, I
Commissioner.
move to revoke the conditional variance.
I'll second the motion.
Hearing of revocation of conditional temporary variance number 3447 with respect to 419 East Fulton Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 150, Lot 50, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Commissioner Markowitz has introduced a motion to revoke the variance. Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Callahan?
Revoke.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Revoke.
Commissioner Lees?
Revoke.
Commissioner Brooks?
Abstain.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Revoke.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Revoke.
Chairman Morelli?
Revoke.
The subject variance has been revoked.
So, Mr. Olivia, just so you know, that accessory structure may not be habited by anyone, family or non-family. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. This meeting is now closed.
Meatballs? Oh, I thought you said meatballs. I'm like, is it meatball contest?
I make a good homemade meatballs. Kids eat it.